episode of John Long's Silver Rails. Today we're going to talk about some of the smaller Lionel steam engines. Here's one, for example, you don't see every day. It's a very small model of a New York Central Mohawk type engine. I believe it was designed by Richard Dreyfuss, number 221. It's nice fancy valve gear. It's a 264. Now the very early version of this, which is rare and I don't have, had silver wheels, silver drive wheels, and it looks really nice if you find the one with the silver drive wheels. Mine, of course, doesn't have that. The other problem with these engines is the tender paint on the side is often all scratched up, as you can see mine is. But that's pretty much how you find them. They're not too expensive to get, but they're not that easy to find either. I have these Marks 3/16" cars set up here, mainly to show you the scale of this locomotive. It goes pretty nicely with them. But I'd have to swap out the tender to pull those cars because this is the traditional Lionel knuckle coupler on the back of this one. Let's demonstrate the whistle. Pretty good. Goes pretty fast. Has a headlight. It's really a nice looking engine, and I recommend it for those of you who likes the Marks 3/16" line of trains because it goes very well with them. This is what it looks like from the front. And from the side. Here's from the top. I guess these are pop valves and things simulated here. Got a little shiny metal ring for the smokestack. It's all streamlined. Nice grab rails. The tender has the vents in the top for the whistle sound. It's not a coal tender, it's like a fuel oil tender. Now I want to show you a very beautiful Lionel steam engine. Late pre-war. It's a die-cast locomotive. It has a beautiful Baldwin disc drive wheels, as you can see. Number 224E. The E means it has an E unit in it. It has a nice detailed tender with it. It has a nice little bell feature on it. And the whistle, the grab rails. It's a spur drive as opposed to a worm drive. I like the spur drive because they kind of coast when you cut the power. So you can coast into a station when you stop, whereas a worm drive stops much more quickly. Nice sounding whistle. A beautiful running engine. This is one everybody should be looking for if they like the smaller Lionel engines. Let's look at the side detail again. It's a 262 with the beautiful Baldwin disc drivers. This one has the roller pickups, whereas the 221 had the sliding shoes like the 1666 had. You can see it from the top. See the cab detail, the boiler front with the jewels for markers, the rhinestones, and I think they're there. The coal tender. This is 2666W, Lionel Lines coal tender, with the pre-war trucks on it and the box coupler. These are good couplers, these box couplers. Much better than the latch couplers that preceded them. And they are automatic. Here's the sliding shoe that activates the little electromagnet that lifts the box to uncouple. Wonderful little tender and engine. Okay. All right, we're moving up the locomotive feeding chain. This is the 225, the 225E. It has separately applied tags that say Lionel Lines also. It has Baldwin disc drivers. Grab rails with beautiful stanchions, not just cotter pins. I believe that this is called a feed water heater, I'm not sure. It has the marker lights. You can see from the top, it has the whistle, the nice bell, sliding shoes. Now the way this one couples is that it has a stud here that the drawbar fits on. But I made this device out of brass so that I could couple it up to any tender I wanted to. and that worked out pretty good. It has nice, well, the cab doesn't have much detail. It says 1044 in there for some reason. I don't know why. That had to do with the manufacturing process, I assume. Perhaps a subscriber would know. A 2224W tender. This one probably actually goes with the 224 we previously looked at. It has the box couplers. It has a whistle. It has these beautiful separately applied steps that are metal. They're all separately applied. It has little grab rails on the front and on the sides. Grab rails across the back here, on the sides here. A simulated ladder. It's a coal type tender. A small hole to let the sound out. I love these types of engines because they're among the best, smoothest running locomotives that Lionel built. Once again, they're late pre-war, on a shelf for a long time. I haven't run them in a long time, so let's hope it runs after a long period of storage. I'm going to leave the tender off on this one. Well, the E-unit's locked out. Still not cycling. Looks like I'll have to service the E-unit on this one. But it's a beautiful locomotive. Strongly recommend it. And now the E-unit's in neutral. How about that? Maybe it's starting to wake up. The whistle needs to be lubricated. It doesn't want to fire. Now these locomotives didn't come with smoke units. Okay, we're continuing up the feeding chain. This is the 226E. Beautiful steam engine. The unit's working just fine. Like I said, I haven't run much, so the whistle needs to be lubricated. Now there's some interesting features on this locomotive. First of all, it has the same type of drawbar with a stud inside. This is a 264. It has the beautiful Baldwin disc, the roller pickups, nice die-cast rear truck, separately applied tags, nice little stanchions, as you can see, instead of cotter pins for the grab rails, nice bell and whistle. The firebox door actually opens. I keep a Christmas wreath on mine, but I could open this. These are the hinges. There's a little thing in there that holds it snapped shut. Has a little flag post right here on either side. The marker lights, some interior detail. The rollers. The tender is very nice, like the previous tender we looked at. The tender has stanchions and not cotter pins holding these rails on this part of it anyway. Here's a little simulated ladder that one part sticks up above. It has a separately applied steps, the box coupler, because it's pre-war. You see the little grab rail details and everything. The number's faded, but it says 2235W. I can barely read it. I think that's a 3 right there. 2235W. W meaning whistle. Has an air intake here for the whistle. And 2 holes here to let the air out, the sound out. Nice coal load. Wonderful tender. Well, that's all for this show, folks. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. I just knocked the train off the track. Didn't mean to go backwards that fast.